Russ Latow. I'm the founder of the Healing Center and Convergence Reiki, and this is a review video for one of the modules from a How to Meditate workshop series that we did actually in the winter of 2010 and 2011. And this is the fourth video review module. So if you've attended the workshops, then I encourage you to go back and review the first three. And if you happen to if this happens to be the first video that you've come across, go to video.healingcenter.ca, and that's center spelled C-E-N-T-E-R.ca. And if you look in our uploaded videos, you will find the first three modules. And I encourage you, whether, as I said, whether you've attended the workshops or whether this is your first experience with us, to go back and review those videos, because the philosophies and the techniques that we share really lay a foundation and will have a really strong bearing on the effectiveness of the technique that I'm going to talk about and I'm going to walk you through in this video. All right, so as I said, if you haven't, and even if you have, maybe just take a quick minute and track us down and take a look at those videos, and then come back to this one, and then we will go through these exercises. So let's pretend you've done that because you are the studious students that I know you are, so you've reviewed those. Okay, so this one here, this is, I guess in many ways, this is what the previous workshops have been building a foundation and leading up to. And this is probably, it's using meditation for a very practical and very powerful application in our real world. And for any of you that have attended any of our workshops or watched any of our videos, you know we're all about application, right? I mean, philosophy is great, theory is great, but how do you apply it? And it's when you learn how to apply it in your real world today, right today, when you're watching this, you know, that's what really makes a difference, is what we've found. So the theme for this one is releasing those emotional charges from our memories. And as I said, having reviewed these the past three videos, you'll know that we talk about the three components of our experience, which is of course the emotions, the thoughts, and the physical aspect of it. So in this technique, and what we talked about in the workshop, was releasing the emotional charge, so that emotional component of a memory. And a memory is simply a stored present moment experience, right? So we talked about how a memory is, it's like our experience of life is like we're taking snapshot, 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 and every snapshot has three components, right? It's got the physical, the emotions, and the thought. And as soon as we take that snapshot, it's stored, just like a digital camera does, it's stored in our memories. So when we remember something, we're essentially going into our storage space and pulling back a picture. Now, we can't pull back the physical piece of it, obviously, because, I mean, the physical is here and it is always changing. But what we do is pull back the thoughts, which cause us to feel the emotions related to that memory, but we feel those emotions here. Right? So, the example I use many times is, you probably can't tell me what you had for breakfast on, I don't know, May 12th of 2008, right? But you can probably tell me exactly where you were, let's say, when 9/11 happened, or exactly where you were maybe last Christmas, especially if it was a really charged Christmas, either pleasant or unpleasant. So what's the difference? Why is it so easy to remember some events when it's so difficult to remember others? The reason is, it's the degree or the amount of emotional charge. So the reason that you can't remember what I said, what you had on May 17th of 2008 for breakfast, is because there wasn't a really strong emotional charge to that. Was there an emotional component? Yes, but it wasn't a big charge. The 9/11, which is, there's of course many events, but many of us can remember. Some of us who are old enough can remember, let's say, when the shuttle exploded, or remember even the moon landing, all those type of things. When Kennedy was shot, those events where people know exactly where they were, and it's because of the charge. The reason that we are, and I'm going to use the word afraid, of our memories, certain memories, are because of the emotions that we feel when we remember those memories. So by releasing or discharging the emotional charge, what happens is when we do remember those memories, now they don't have that charge. Now we can't change the past, we know that. But remember, when we feel the emotions from a memory, we feel that emotion right now. So it's not so much like we're trying to rewrite the past. What we are doing is releasing the charge that we feel in this present moment when we remember the past. Okay, so that's the setup. And I'm just going to go right into the exercise. All right, so now first of all, do not mistake the simplicity of this exercise for the degree of effectiveness, because we've shared this exercise in a whole variety of derivatives with people all over Canada and the US and even abroad, and the results that it can have are absolutely amazing. So let's begin. What I want you to do is, this will take maybe 5 minutes. So, you know, if you're kind of in a spot where you got a lot of other stuff on the go, just, you know, think of this, or when you do have some time, when you can, you know, just kind of be still, sort of away from the commotion for, you know, like I said, 5 or 10 minutes, and then come back to it. So we'll walk you through it though right now. Okay, what I want you to do is get comfortable. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to place your awareness on your breath. So what you are simply doing is being consciously aware of your breathing. Now, why this is so powerful is because the only time we can breathe is right in this present moment, right? We can't breathe yesterday, can't breathe tomorrow. We can only breathe right now. And the power, and really what meditation does, is it brings us right to this very moment. So by focusing on something that we can only do in this very moment, it brings our awareness to the present moment. So focusing on your breath. So begin to take some nice, deep, controlled breaths. And what I mean by controlled is just be really aware. Feel the air as it flows in and then flows out. Feel your chest as it gently rises and falls. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to choose a memory. Remember, this is about releasing, not reliving. So some memories are very, very charged. So it you know, it may take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, I don't know how many sessions to release that charge. Other ones, they may go in moments. So it's not about how fast you can do it. It's about the ease and the grace that you do it with. So what I want you to do is choose a memory that has a charge, an emotional charge. Don't get too hung up on labeling them. An emotional charge that would you just as soon not feel when you remember that memory. Now, understanding that when we're in that emotional state of awareness, that we are looking at, not living in, those memories, right? The physical, the emotional, and the thoughts. So we have thoughts that come up in our mind, and really remembering is sort of playing back those thoughts. We are not those thoughts. We are sure not the physical, and we are not the emotions. So as you remember that, and as you physically feel that emotional charge, as much as you're comfortable with, remember you're always in control, because the emotions, the thoughts, and the physical are all external to who we are. And we can work with those thoughts and those emotions just as easily as if we were sitting in a room and we seen a chair in one spot, we wanted it in another spot, so we simply moved the chair. Allow yourself just to experience whatever you're feeling as comfortably as possible. And comfortable, right? Perfect. Now understand, remember our experience triangle? You are focusing, you are looking from the I, that letter I, right? And what is the I? The place that is at peace, stillness, power. You are looking from there at our memories, at the physical, at the emotions, at the thoughts. And simply be with that emotion. You don't have to drive it away. You don't have to arm wrestle it to the ground. Just simply be with that emotion and observe it. coming from that place of peace, simply observe that experience. And now simply choose to let it go. Choose to release it. And you may even say to yourself, I choose, or if you're by yourself, say it out loud, I choose to release that emotional charge that I'm feeling, physically feeling in this moment now. And just feel what you feel. You may feel something, you may feel nothing, and that's perfect either way. I choose to release this charge now, and just feel what you feel. And feel what you feel. Allow it to release, because we don't have to do anything to that emotion or emotions other than bring them to the present moment, and they will resolve themselves and they will lift. When we believe that those emotions are part of who we are, it makes it so much more difficult to let go of them, because we hold on to them because we don't know they are really external to the eye, right? To that very peak of the triangle. Perfect. Feel what you feel. Feel what you feel. Feel what you feel. Now what I want you to do is place your emotion, your awareness back on your breath. Bring yourself back to this moment. Feel the air as it flows in, flows out. Any of those sensations that you felt when you were remembering are now sort of dissipating back into your memories, or maybe they've just been released, and that's perfect too. Focus on what you feel when you breathe. The air as it flows in and flows out, and flows in and flows out. And whenever you're ready, a nice deep breath in. As you release it, bring yourself back to the room and open your eyes. Perfect. It's just that simple. Not always that easy, but just that simple. And I was going to, yeah, I will, but in my experience, the only way you can effectively release those emotions is by really understanding and practicing being able to identify in your present moment experience, right? The physical, the thoughts, the emotions, because that really helps you to be able to step out of and look at those three components, so then you can move them around. If you're immersed in them, it's really hard to do that. So that's why I say it. I wasn't kidding in the beginning. Go back and review them. Because the more you practice that, the more effective this technique will be. All right, thanks for spending, it looks like another 14 minutes by the counter on the video. As I said, my name is Russ Latour. I'm the founder of the Healing Center and Convergence Reiki. If you go to our, well, obviously our home website is healingcenter.ca, and you can get to our YouTube channel from there. Or if you go video.healingcenter.ca, remembering center is CENTER.ca, you'll be able to see the first three as well. Wonderful. Thanks for your time, and hey, have a good day releasing.